All right, so I think when us normal people, peasants, think about millionaires, we kind of see them as like a different breed, like this elite class of royalty. And we think that they do totally different things and that they just, that they aren't relatable basically. But I don't know about all of that. So today I want to talk about a study where 177 millionaires were studied and they found 17 habits that almost all of them had in common. So it's pretty safe to say that we have the formula. We've cracked the code. These 17 habits will make you a millionaire. Okay, it might not be that simple, but let's talk about it. I think it could be kind of cool. Okay, so Thomas Corley studied the group of 177 millionaires for 5 years. Thomas said, "From my research, I discovered that daily habits dictate how successful or unsuccessful you will be in life." So today I want to talk about those 17 habits because I think we could learn something from them. And I think, just a guess here, okay, I'm not saying for sure, but I think a lot of these 17 habits are gonna be really, really normal things. And you're gonna be surprised that this is what millionaires are doing. But before we learn from these 17 habits, let's help the algorithm learn to like my videos. So go ahead and hit that like button for me. I would really appreciate it, and let's get on into the 17 habits. Okay, habit number 1 is they read consistently. And that one is not a shocker at all. Do we have any readers who are watching this right now? If so, what are you reading? And do you have a routine with it? Do you start at a certain time each day, or what do you do? Because I'm trying to build a reading routine right now. So I'd love to know how you guys are doing it. Something that I thought was interesting is Corley mentioned that these millionaires were reading 3 types of books: biographies of successful people, self-help or personal development books, and history books. So that's kind of insightful. Okay, the second habit is that they exercise. He said that this was typically cardio focused. It's running, jogging, walking, or biking pretty much. Which I also think that one just makes sense, because if you're taking care of your body, your mind also tends to follow suit. But Corley said something here kind of cool. He said, exercise also increases the production of glucose, and glucose is brain fuel. The more you feed your brain, the more it grows and the smarter you become. That's kind of cool. All these millionaires are out there exercising and getting the biggest of brains. Habit 3 is they hang out with other successful people. Yes, this makes complete sense. You become who you hang out with. So if you're hanging out with trash, you could become trash. And now I'm not calling anyone trash, okay? I'm not saying that. That would be rude. But I am saying that you need to be careful who you hang out with. What is it that they say? You become the average of like the 5 people you hang out with the most. So yeah, surround yourself with people who are gonna lift you up and make you a better person. Otherwise, you're gonna sink down to the level of the company that you keep. Habit number 4 is that they volunteer. Yeah, if you're blessed, if God has just given you a bunch of money, bless other people. That's awesome. Volunteering is great. Okay, habit number 5, they practice dream setting. Okay, I don't think I've heard of that exact phrase before. Okay, so Corley wrote, dream setting involves scripting your ideal future life. In this process, you define your future life, the future you, by imagining all your dreams coming true. Then you put it to paper in 500 to 1,000 words. Interesting. And apparently 61% of everyone in the study was doing that. They were all dream setting. I guess that's like the level up on like New Year's resolutions. It's the next step. Okay, habit number 6 is they pursue their own goals. Okay, interesting. So what Corley is saying here is that these people made sure what they were pursuing was what their specific passion was. And if they weren't passionate about it, they didn't waste time on it. This one kind of reminds me of kids who their parents like project their dreams and their goals onto the kids, and the kids feel like they have to do something because that's what their parents want. But apparently millionaires do not do that, okay? They only do what makes them happy. They do what they're passionate about. That one I feel like also makes sense. I don't think that's a shocker that millionaires do what they want to do. Okay, habit 7. They sleep at least 7 hours a night. Oh yes, I'm so glad this was on here because I am an outspoken advocate of sleep and getting the right amount of sleep. And if you've watched pretty much any of like my last 15 videos, I may have mentioned sleep cycles because big fan Dan. Guys, I'm telling you, hustle culture, it's trash, okay? It's garbage. The whole I'll sleep when I'm dead thing, it's dumb, okay? It's not very smart. But yeah, prioritize your sleep. That's not something you will ever regret. You're never gonna wake up one day and be like,
dang it, I feel so well rested right now. I'm so upset. I really just wish that I was more sleep deprived.
You're not gonna have that happen. Oh, number 8, they get up early. Okay, this list is just tickling me pink. Ew. I don't think I've said that ever in real life. I just turn into a different person when the camera's on. Unbelievable. So Corley said nearly 50% of the self-made millionaires said they woke up at least 3 hours before their actual workday began. Okay, but what I think is super cool about this is Corley was saying the reason these millionaires said they were waking up earlier is because they know that every day comes with inevitable disruptions. So they want to make sure they can create an amount of time every day that they can get whatever they want to get done before they inevitably get interrupted. Number 9, they have multiple sources of income.
I am shocked.
Millionaires have multiple sources of income. But one kind of cool little tidbit here, one cool tidbit here is that 65% of those millionaires had 3 sources of income before they ever were millionaires. So that means that we can do it too, okay? You don't have to be a millionaire to have different sources of income. You can get a side hustle, you can do, you can always get a side hustle. Number 10, they find and check in with mentors. Big fan of number 10 as well. That is a great practice. I think the best thing about a mentor really is that intrinsically it shows that you're aware that you do not have all the knowledge and that you don't have all the answers. So to find somebody else, a mentor, whether it's like a financial mentor, a business mentor, whatever it is, it shows a humility. And I think when people are humble and realize that they don't have it all together and that they need someone to help them, those are the people that are gonna be more likely to succeed. I feel like so far, guys, was I wrong? A lot of these things seem like not that crazy. A lot of these 17 millionaire habits don't seem too insane. I think we could do them too. I don't know. Number 11, they help others succeed. That reminds me of a quote from 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I'll double check before I misquote the man. Okay, yes, Stephen Covey in 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, which, full disclosure, I have not finished reading that book yet. It got a little dry like 3/4 of the way through. So not done reading that yet. However, he said the greatest level of independence is interdependence. And basically what that means is you're the most independent, like mentally, when you're able to work with other people and realize that they have something to contribute, when you're able to work alongside with somebody and help each other. Number 11 gets the Dan stamp of approval. Still a fan. This list is trending well. Okay, number 12 is they're positive. Corley elaborated and said long-term success is only possible when you have a positive mental outlook. Yeah, I love that. And then they have a picture right here of a guy in a cowboy hat just having a grand old time. He looks very positive. Number 13, they don't follow the herd. I've never really understood why people want to blend in. And so in a way, I get it. Like I understand like wanting to be accepted and be like each other in a way, but I've always just thought that seems so bland. Maybe it's just my personality type, but I don't want to be like anybody else. But yeah, I think another way to sort of break this down is to think about if you try to be like everybody else, if you follow the herd is average. Everybody's doing the same thing. So yeah, if you want to be average, like gallop along with those guys. But I don't think that's what you want, honestly. I don't think anybody wants that. Corley went on to say, successful people create their own herd and then pull others into it. So basically what I'm getting from that is that these people are leaders. They're not followers. Ooh, number 14, they practice good etiquette. Oh, okay. So then he listed what some of these etiquette things are. I am not good with some of these things. So let me read off. Sending thank you notes, acknowledging life events such as weddings and birthdays, eating politely. Now, I would like to think that I do that one. And dressing properly for various social events. Okay, so the ones I'm not great with are probably thank you notes. I'm not great with acknowledging life events, mostly because that all happens on Facebook and I hate Facebook. And then dressing properly for various social events, I just love sweatpants, man. I wouldn't wear sweatpants to a funeral, obviously, unless they're black, like these. Okay, number 15, they dedicate 15 to 30 minutes a day to just thinking. Okay, interesting. So sort of a meditation kind of deal, but not necessarily. I think this is super important. I feel like a lot of the time our lives get so fast paced and it's just hard to just pause and take a breath and really just process what's going on and how we're feeling and everything. But I think by being intentional and taking 15 minutes every day in the mornings for most of these people to just think and process, I think that can be really powerful actually. Ooh, number 16, they seek feedback. Love it. I think for me, usually one of like the biggest red flags in someone is when they don't seek feedback and then when you try to offer feedback, they don't want it. Because that to me usually says that this person thinks they have all the answers, and to ever think that you have all the answers is just grossly arrogant. Grossly arrogant. That sounds pretty proper. I guess my etiquette is pretty good. Casually rocking the 17 habits, baby. Besides acknowledging birthdays. I'm not good with that one. Okay, and ending here with an absolute banger. Number 17, they never give up. Corley described this last habit with, self-made millionaires are persistent. They never quit on their dream. They would rather go down with the ship than quit. Okay, here's what I want to do. Since the 17th habit is that these millionaires never give up, I think one of the most helpful things that can deter you from giving up is just receiving encouragement. So what I would like for you to do is comment below the thing that you're trying to accomplish, the thing that you don't want to quit. So that's part 1. Comment the thing that you don't want to quit, the thing that you want to accomplish. Part 2 of this challenge is now go through the comments and find someone in that comment section to encourage. Like if someone commented, I want to lose 25 pounds. Reply to that comment and say, you got it, dude. I'll be going through and replying and encouraging everybody as well. So please participate because I genuinely want this channel to be a group of people who are growing together, and one of the best ways to grow together is to encourage each other. So go to the comments, comment what it is that you don't want to give up on, and go encourage somebody else to not give up as well. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you haven't liked this video yet, make sure you like it. And if you're not subscribed, I would love to have you join the family, okay? We have a good time on this channel. We have some light humor while also trying to grow ourselves. If that sounds good to you, make sure you hit subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.